now talking about a big story in the news. Man, I couldn't go, like I said, I know I got a ton of movie people on my Facebook and Twitter. I couldn't scroll more than about maybe, 3 big scrolls before I stumbled upon this story again, okay? Again and again. Now, just to cite the sources, journalism is very important, and we have to remember to give credit where credit's due. Sources right now are coming from seekingalpha.com, which is a stock website in addition to LA Times, Los Angeles Times newspaper. I have to give credit to the sources. So basically what this story is that AMC Theaters is not having a very good year. And essentially what's going on is that they released their second quarter results this past week. And they said that it was a really disappointing quarter. And their stock also fell pretty significantly too. They lost around 90 million or 69% cents per share. And in addition to, the stock has fallen from around $30 earlier this year to a current share price of about $16.50. So it dipped almost half of its value. Now, I don't know a ton about stocks. Full disclosure, I don't know stocks that well. I don't. I'm going off of people that know a lot more than me.
Well, stocks, Steve, are a sample of confidence within a company.
Basically.
And is owned by... No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
I don't know crap either.
I don't know much. I've had stocks explained to me before. I don't know. And I'll tell you right now, I don't have the financial safety net to be gambling with them, okay? That's really what it is. I stick to the lottery. But anyway, so basically, I don't mess with things I don't know. But anyway,
he begins talking about
exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
No, so basically AMC stock plummeted more than about 25-30%. And the problem I have with this story is that it's being spun like a demise of the theater industry. It's being spun as this is a problem for theaters long term. This is an AMC problem. This is not a by and large movie industry problem. I had a lot of alarmist, think pieces nowadays. That's one thing film critics love to do. Love to write a lot of think pieces. And they were writing a lot of think pieces about how it's like the Hollywood is somehow coming to an end and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, Hollywood's not an amazing standing. Hollywood's not an amazing standing right now. I've talked about over budgeting movies, and that's really kind of what attributable this is. But this whole stock problem with AMC is more of an AMC issue.
That's not even movies, honestly. That's literally every source of media or journalism, on a large scale these days, right? Mm-hmm. How millennials are killing restaurants, mm-hmm. How politics overall is degenerating because fake something. I don't know. Just, it's not confined to just the movie industry. So this is
not at all.
As someone who kind of keeps up with all sorts of media and therefore kind of sees the overarching trends of how humanity is just not keeping up with media or technology to begin with. It's not just confined to that. So it does not surprise me to see an article like this one.
No. Now, here's the thing. To go into more specifics, AMC reported a loss, and I don't want to make this a numbers thing, but AMC reported a loss of up to $178.5 million or $1.36 a share in the 3 months that ended on June 30th. So it's well below the 3 cents a share loss that many analysts predicted, according to FactSet. So, and it's also a major swing from the $24 million in profit a year, which came earlier to this. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. Like I said, I'll quit the numbers here, but again, why I'm saying that this is not a systemic Hollywood issue. This is really, by and large, to begin with, an AMC issue. First off, I'm just going to prove to you why I don't think this is a box office issue. The box office, contrary to what you might believe, the box office has been on the rise in the past. I'm getting this info from Box Office Mojo. Mm-hmm. In 2014, summary overall of the movies released theatrically in America made a $10.4 billion in 2014 at the end of the year. 2015's domestic gross up $11.1 billion. That's already a substantial increase. Last year, 2016, when the numbers were finally counted, $11.3 billion. We're going up here, okay? We're going up. We're going greater than before, okay? So you're not seeing losses. Currently, 2017 domestically stands $6.1 billion. there might be a little bit of a loss this year, okay? But again, if there is, and there might be, but keep in mind too, we got bigger movies opening at the end of this year. We got Star Wars, which is good for almost $2 billion. We got Kingsman, The Golden Circle. We got Thor. We got Justice League. We got a lot coming out in these next couple months that's going to boon this a little bit.
That's what really surprised me most about the story is that they did say that they do not have confidence in in this coming quarter, right?
Yes, that's what AMC said.
This is the safest quarter you have.
Yes, you
out
got
of your
three
entire
movies.
arsenal. What are you talking about?
You know, and it's not that they're making. AMC again is not making these movies; they're obviously distributing them.
Right.
Justice League's going to sell out. Star Wars is probably going to sell out. These shows of Star Wars are going to sell out the second they're going to get here. And see, this is another part of my problem too. This is the other thing I'd say. This is an AMC problem. If you go to AMC, now keep in mind, you're talking about me, okay? I have an AMC Stubs membership. I used to go to AMC exclusively 2 years ago. 2 years ago at this time, I'd preach the gospel of AMC. I'm going to Cinemark now, and here's why, okay? Again, so if you buy a matinee ticket at AMC, at least at the AMCs around here in this local area, DuPage County, it's about $5.49 a ticket. Now, this is before noon. You buy a ticket afternoon, it's going to run you anywhere between $9.49 and $10.99 a ticket. This is a regular ticket. This is a 2D ticket. I'm not talking about IMAX, 3D, whatever. Now, here's the other catch. Now, Cinemark, you go before 5 o'clock, it's $4.75.
Yep.
If you go after 5 o'clock, it's $7.75. It is significantly cheaper. And the other thing, and this is what's bothered me about AMC the last couple years, AMC is becoming more of a luxury brand theater. If you've noticed a couple theaters around here, I know they built that new one in Oak Brook. They've remodeled Yorktown. Not going to get into the specifics. They've remodeled the local area theaters to us.
And they've done a lot of those eat in movies. You order food.
Yes, the dine-in theaters. That's what they're called.
And the tickets in those are so expensive.
Red leather recliners, $10 beers and stuff like that, mixed drinks and whatnot. AMC's current debt right now is not because Hollywood movies are bombing. It's because they've invested so much in infrastructure, redoing, overhauling existing infrastructure. That's where their problems come in. If anything, I think that these slouching figures are more attributable to the fact that AMC has invested a lot in infrastructure now, and they are experiencing, okay, we've got a few bombs this year. Baywatch didn't do what we expected. King Arthur didn't do what we expected. Even Snatch, the Amy Schumer comedy, didn't do what's expected. Dark Tower's looking like a domestic bomb and stuff like that. I'm not going to deny there's been misfires this summer. There's been quite a few, actually. A couple concerning ones, too. Transformers being one of them. But it's really, in my opinion, AMC's problem right now. It's more indicative that AMC is starting to get caught up with the fact that they are expensive, they are a premium option, and they've invested a lot in their brand to make them more expensive.
I think that's what people do, and that's why alarmist kind of stories like that. It's like, oh, immediate losses, sound the alarms. No, that you got to take a moment back and be like, okay, clearly they are spending money to try and make money, right?
Of course.
That's an old adage, but it rings true even here, right? So as you said, investment is the key word. So of course their earnings for this quarter are going to be down in the slumps. And then I don't know. So AMC said that they don't have confidence in their in this coming quarter,
yes.
Even though it's like literally the best quarter they're probably going to have, no matter what situation they would have gotten this summer.
No.
I like to think that strategically speaking, they knew they were going to be safe, and they just sounded the alarms to get some buzz going in.
No, and it's not
that's a strategic thing. I don't know if that's true or not. I just like to think that's what it is.
I'm not going to undermine their own problem too, because they did have a lousy summer.
Yes.
They really did, especially with their stock prices. That's reason to be concerned, okay? Because the stock prices affect consumer confidence, whether or not to invest in your brand. And there's a lot of people selling off AMC shares right now.
That's why it's a risk to invest.
And it's not AMC's fault for disclosing that, or obviously the stocks are public information and stuff. It's not the fault of them that they got that information is out there. It is, however, I think alarmist and frankly pretty stupid to make the comparison. I know why people do it, but to say like, okay, there's been quite a few misfires this year. I get it. I know that. Okay, I've talked about it on the show ad nauseum. But to say that the two are mutually related explicitly undermines how much AMC has done to really change their brand. And the other thing is, too, here's another catch, is that AMCs thrive in areas where there's a lot of commerce. Yeah. Where there's a lot of competition. We have an AMC in Naperville over here, right off of Route 59. We have an AMC Yorktown over here, again, in a Lombard shopping district. You know what AMC's not doing particularly well is the one in Woodridge. Because you know that one off of Woodward Avenue. I know we're talking local here.
The Lowe's?
The Lowe's. That's not doing too well. You know why? Because it's in the middle of an industrial park.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's no bars around there. There's not a Buffalo Wild Wings next door. You know what I mean? There's no, like, culture around there. It's very isolated, and it's very off the beaten path. And that's why that AMC's not doing too well. I'm not going to disclose. Obviously, I can't, like, talk about it. I've talked to managers of that AMC. It's not doing well. You know what I mean? Like and that's the reason. AMCs are very pricey, so they thrive in upper middle class areas where there's already a lot of money. There's a lot of new money too. There's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of new money in areas as well. So that's where they do their best work. Now, Cinemark and second run theaters are becoming all the rage too. Because don't forget, you go to AMC too. A lot of people also see especially when they're redoing these AMC theaters and they're having chicken nuggets, and you can have vodka tonics over at these places too. All this stuff is expensive. You want to know this, and I'm not making this up, okay? This is from a local AMC. I'm not going to say which one. They have a combo, okay? This is just one of their combos, all right? Check their website. About a half-pound pretzel called the Bavarian Legend, if you will. I think that's what it's called, at least. Now, it's a half-pound pretzel and a large soda. $20.99.
Get out of here.
$20.99.
That pretzel better be stuffed with cheese and God's own blood. I don't even know.
At first, when I first saw that, I thought maybe because it was like a fruity looking drink, I thought, does the drink have booze in it? Because then, because that obviously ups the price. And I'm thinking the pretzel could cancel it out too, but I'm like, no, that's $20.99. Now, here's the other catch, too. I will give you the other figure that's important in this, okay? Is that a large soda at AMC, it's so funny, because you ever go to a fast food place and they say, like, make it a large fry for 50 cents. Right. Well, you know what's funny is, like, AMC's got a sign now at some of their locations, and it says, like, add a large soda to any combo for $6.49. And, like... So, okay, if you're saying a large soda is valued for $6.49, and it already comes in this pretzel combo, which is $20.99. So you're saying round it to 7, round up to 21. You're saying that pretzel's $14. You know what I mean? You following me here?
It's the Bavarian Legend.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Steve, come on.
Good Lord. I mean, it is crazy. It's lunacy.
Do people not know that people are like so stingy with their money nowadays?
Oh, I mean, it's true. And like, I don't blame parents for not wanting to go to the movies nowadays.
No.
Because
I don't either.
Because, well, here's the thing. I can go to the movies by myself or even with a friend, and we can just skip the concession line and just pay for tickets. You can't try telling a 4 or 5-year-old they can't get snow caps and popcorn at a movie theater. You can't do it. You know what I mean? But again, going back, not straying too far from the point of this whole, conversation here, it's really the fact that AMC has invested a lot in not only improving their brand by matter of what they're positioning it as, whether I agree or disagree with that's irrelevant, but they're by improving their brand, but it's also making their brand more expensive. It's not making their brand cheaper.